Since the layout is going to have several waterfalls, we decided to start learning it by using the Woodland Scenics Waterfall Learning Kit. The Woodland Scenic Kit contains following: a manual in several languages, terrain paper, green turf, plaster cloth, a foam brush for the earth color, talus, realistic water, scenic glue, water effects, 3 earth colors, and a steer stick. To get started, we had previously constructed a small diorama which fits in the corner of the layout. The kit is meant to add a waterfall to an existing layout. That's why the terrain paper and the plaster cloth are delivered. In our case, we had made the diorama accordingly. So we will step over the actual terrain modeling. We mix the earth color according to the manual to color the creek and the waterfall. The goal is to darken the landscape where it is wet. Then we use a PVA glue and water mix where we want to put turf to simulate moss. Then we disperse the turf. When everything is dry, we use a mini vacuum cleaner to get rid of excessive material. We have to create dams to prevent the realistic water from leaking out. For that we use a provided scenic glue to build it. Then we put talus on it to make it more realistic. We add more talus to the creek and fix it with our water glue mix. Then we create a dam where the waterfall begins. Everything has to dry before we can continue. The scenic glue will become transparent when dried. So we continued on another day. In the next step, we put realistic water on the top part. It is recommended only to pour 4 mm at a time. If you need it deeper, it requires several runs or deep water pour or a similar kind of resin. We also filled the lower part, but there was way too much, which led to many ugly bubbles. Luckily, this part will be hidden later, so it was a good exercise on what not to do. To make the actual waterfall, we used baking paper and applied water effects onto it to create the waterfall according to the manual. We assumed it would shrink while curing, so we made it a little bit longer. We also let it dry until the next session. The next step was to peel it off the baking paper. Then we placed it in the creek. We put the two on each other to get a better effect. We use scenic glue to fix it to the diorama. We fill the top with more realistic water. Then we used water effects to blend everything together.
Man må bruke alt på en gang.
Then we decorated the rest of the diorama with grass and trees. These are not included in the kit. We think the kit is a good starting point, but the result, if you follow the manual, doesn't look like a waterfall. There are plenty waterfalls here in Norway, so we have a good feeling what it should look like. We have taken a lot of reference pictures lately to create more realistic waterfalls in a later stage. So we hope that video was useful. If you haven't done it, then subscribe to our channel and like this video. Also check our Facebook page for additional content. We also stream our construction session on Twitch.